Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of CrazyCraft101. For today's lesson, I'm going to teach you guys how to craft, use, and refill your staffs in Minecraft CrazyCraft on Xbox One. Now for today's lesson, we do have to go outside, but I just want to show off my brand new classroom. I want to give a huge shout out to CrazyCraft, CSC for short, for creating this epic high school roleplay map, and I'm going to use it from now on for my CrazyCraft101 series because it's really nice. Like, I'll show you around a little bit. By the way, we still have our class pet, Mr. Foxy, for now. I forgot what his name was, but this is the high school I wanted to show off. It's pretty nice, and it's just so fitting. Like I said, for today's lesson, we do have to be outside because these staffs can do a lot of destruction to your world. So I highly recommend to be away from your home as well as your friendly mobs, aka your pets and your Minecraft girlfriend, Alex, because these staffs will harm them. I mean, not all of them are harming. Some are actually really beneficial, but I really do highly recommend to stay away from your favorite mobs. That's all. But first thing first, we have the Arbor Staff. The Arbor Staff turns mobs into small oak trees in a 20 block radius. Now, what I'm going to do is showcase this first, and we're going to take this lovely raptor egg, all right? We're going to put him right in here, all right? You chill there. Okay, before I can even show off what the staff does, it would be kind of helpful to actually have one. So what you're going to need is 4 oak leaves, 1 oak tree sapling, 1 oak log, and 1 stick. To craft an Arbor Staff, all you have to do is this recipe, and there you go. It is craftable, and this one's actually unlimited because some of these guys are actually limited and you have to refill them. This one you do not have to refill. To use your staff, all you have to do is crouch, and boom, you just turn into a little tree. Next, we have the Astral Staff, which summons meteors from the sky that damages mobs in a 12 block radius. Now, to be able to craft an Astral Staff, and by the way, I have some sad news for this one, but I'll go ahead and show you guys what the bad news is. But the recipe needs 2 golden ignits, 2 blaze rods, 2 blaze powders, and 1 magma cream. As you guys can see, this staff is not craftable. The only way you can actually get this staff in CrazyCraft version 7. By the way, I want to put a huge disclaimer. I forgot to mention this. These staffs are only in CrazyCraft version 7. The CrazyCraft I currently play on for my survival series. If you guys want to check that out, info card above. Highly recommend it. But this is only for version 7, not CrazyCraft 4.0. I forgot to point that out in the very beginning of the video. My apologies. But the only way to get the staff is to go to creative and get it yourself. But now we're in creative. Just go to the far right tab. Scroll all the way down till you see the staffs and snag yourself an Astral Staff. And since I'm already here, I'm going to need something to refill our staff. As you guys can tell, there's an Astral Staff, then like a C, but that's really just a parentheses, the left hand parentheses. That's an empty staff. And we're going to need something to refill it. And what we're going to need is a bottle of enchanting. All right, anyways, you come over here, take a lovely little raptor. Yes, these guys are going to be my testers. Hey, stop it. A little glitched out. So we're 12 blocks away from the farthest fence post. And all you have to do is just crouch. Boom. You guys saw that, right? Meteors fell from the sky and blew them up. And like I said, to refill it, all you have to do is use a bottle of enchanting. Because right now it's empty. So all you have to do is put 1 little bottle and boom, it's refilled and you can use it again. Next, we have the Bloodlust Staff. The Bloodlust Staff damages mobs in the vicinity, but also does damage to you. This one I'm going to teach you guys how to craft because, trust me, it works. It damages every single thing. Doesn't matter how far you are away from your favorite mobs. It's going to damage everything. Like, you can be all the way over there, and this will get damaged. And I'm not going to showcase it because getting these staffs to float like this is actually a legit pain. Because once the placeholder gets damaged, they all fall, and it ruins the presentation of today's lesson. So I'm not going to showcase it. Now, for the Bloodlust Staff, you're going to need 2 netherrack blocks, an iron sword, 2 iron bars, and 2 iron ignits, and the recipe to make the Bloodlust Staff. By the way, I will link DakonBlackRose's CrazyCraft recipes in the description, but to craft the Bloodlust Staff, the recipe goes as the following. Put the ingredients in this order as shown on screen, and you'll be able to craft yourself a Bloodlust Staff. And by the way, the Bloodlust Staff does have to be refilled, so I'm going to just get an empty one, just so I don't ruin my presentation. But here we go. That's how you refill the Bloodlust Staff. Next, we have the Fire Staff. And the Fire Staff says fire to every mob in an 18 block radius, which is pretty fire. Okay, lame joke. I'm sorry. Hey, it's either the fire joke or it's lit. Just pick. Actually, comment down below which one's funnier. Now for the Fire Staff, the recipe calls for 1 magma cream, 2 blaze powders, and 2 blaze rods. However, this staff does suffer the same fate as our good old buddy, the Astral Staff, because it's not craftable in CrazyCraft version 7. But this one he sadly cannot craft, so you have to go to creative mode if you really want it. Just scroll down till you see this staff. And by the way, it's unlimited. You can use it as many times as you want. Now, let's get a raptor egg. Just going to spawn him right there. He's a bugged out one. That's sad. Just come over here and watch what happens. He just burns. He will die eventually. There we go. Next, we have the fungus staff. And the fungus staff turns mobs in a 15-block radius into a brown mushroom. And it also turns grass into mycelium, you know, the purple grass, and it's kind of cool. Now, the fungus staff's recipe calls for 2 vines, 2 sticks, 2 brown mushrooms, and 1 red mushroom. However, it's not craftable. That is the recipe for the fungus staff, and it's just not craftable in version 7, so the only way you can get the fungus staff in your world is to go into creative. Now, to showcase what I mean by it turning a mob into a mushroom, let's spawn a good old raptor. All right, we come right over here. Like I said, a 15-block radius. All you have to do to use your staff, by the way, is to just crouch. And wow, just like that, he died on sight and he turned into a brown mushroom. The bright side about the fungus staff, although it's not craftable, it is unlimited. Now we have the gravity staff. The gravity staff makes every mob in a 10-block radius float. And to be able to craft a gravity staff, you're gonna need 5 feathers, 2 coals, and 2 sticks. And that is the recipe to craft the gravity staff. It's very simple. Go ahead and spawn our lovely little raptor. How's it going, bud? Come over here. Oh, by the way, I didn't even showcase this. For the fungus staff, see, it turned the grass into mycelium. But back over here, gravity staff. Time to float, little buddy. Poof. You will float. I believe after a while, he will just fall down. I'm no longer crouching. Wow. I can still see the particles. He'll come down eventually. Anytime now. And poof. And by the way, as you guys can tell, the gravity staff is unlimited. Next, we have the HAILSTORM staff. The HAILSTORM staff will summon hell from the sky. Who seriously taught me how to spell? This is embarrassing. The HAILSTORM staff summons hell from the sky that damages mobs in a 16-block radius. Now, to craft a HAILSTORM staff, it's actually going to require a lot of ice. Now, to be able to craft a HAILSTORM staff, you're actually going to need 2 ice blocks, just the plain ice blocks, 1 blue ice, 1 packed ice, and an emerald. And for this one, I will help you with the recipe. You have to put the ice block, just the plain ice block, in the top left corner and the bottom right corner. Then for the bottom left corner, you put the packed ice block. And for the top right, you put the blue ice block, and then the emerald in the middle. Now let's go ahead and use this on our lovely little tester, the raptor, which I hate with a passion. Just come over here and we crouch and we watch this happen. Well, that was quick. He's gone. But as you guys can see, this staff is not unlimited. We do have to refill it. And to refill the staff, all you have to do is use a bottle of enchanting and boom. And now we have the harvest staff, which speeds up the growth process for crops and trees. Literally, this staff is very beneficial, especially in the beginning. But all you need is 5 sticks, a gold nugget, and bone meal. And this is how you craft a harvest staff. Just follow the recipe shown on screen. I'm gonna plant all this lovely wheat seeds and put the tree right there and just crouch and look at that. It's speeding up the growth process. And I'm inside a tree. Yikes.
12 seconds later.
Okay, little bud. Come on. You can do it. You can grow.
A little later.
Finally. There we go. And now we have the hatred staff. The hatred staff summons hatred sprites with a 15-second lifespan that blows up mobs and spreads fire. Now, the hatred staff recipe calls for 2 rotten flesh, 1 skeleton skull, 1 trident, and 1 bone. However, it's not craftable, so you do have to go to creative to get this staff. But as you guys can see, it's just not craftable. By the way, you do have to refill it. Get our beautiful test subject. It's a glitched out one. This one, it just attacks every mob in the area, so just get close to the mob that you want to use the hatred staff on and just crouch and I honestly cannot believe that happened right now. Let's go ahead and try this again, because he's still alive. This time I'm gonna back up a little bit farther. We do have to refill it. But this is a perfect opportunity to show the refilled staff and how it actually still works. So you just refill it, and this time I'm not gonna hurt myself. You still alive? Okay. You know what? This time I'm doing creative. So this staff, as you guys can tell, I'm showcasing it in survival. It will harm you. So, don't use it. But, you know, this crouch this time won't hurt me. And, let's watch this happen. There we go. Now we have the item staff, which teleports every dropped item and a 20 block radius to you, which is really beneficial. Don't you hate it when you drop blocks down a hill? Well, if you're within 20 blocks of that item, this item staff will get it for you. Now, to be able to craft a item staff, the recipe calls for 2 PRISMARINE shards, 1 ender pearl, 1 totem of undying, and 1 iron pickaxe. And this is how you craft the item staff. Just follow the recipe as shown on screen, or click the link in the description, either or. I'm gonna go ahead and get this diamond apple. Yes, there's a diamond apple in this mod pack, but we're gonna go ahead and drop it right here. You guys can tell, it's right there in front of the chest. I'm gonna come all the way over here. This is 20 blocks. You see how far away the diamond apple is? Well, just crouch and boom, it's all yours again. Oh, and by the way, it is unlimited. Next, we have the kinetic staff, which allows you to telekinetic. Oh my gosh, this word is difficult. Allows you to telekinetically control mobs in a 5 block radius. Now, to craft a kinetic staff, all you're gonna need is 4 sticks, 1 eye of ender, and 2 diamonds. And that's how you craft the kinetic staff. Just follow the recipe as shown on screen. Hopefully this will not glitch out on us. All right, cool. You're just a plain raptor. And like I said, it's a 5 block radius, so you just have to be near it. And you just crouch and you control them. Look at this. A nice beat. Oh, he's dead now. But I know that was really mean. Just want to showcase that you can do that. By the way, it's unlimited. Next, we have the MIDAS staff, which turns ordinary ores into gold ores in a 3 block radius. Now, to craft the MIDAS staff, you're going to need 4 gold ignits and 1 totem of undying. Now, to craft the MIDAS staff, just follow the recipe as shown on screen. Now, we have a row full of emeralds, diamonds, redstone, coal, lapis lazuli, iron, and just to showcase what it'll do to nether ores, I have a row full of quartz, because it's technically an ore. It's called a quartz ore. But come over here. Like I said, a 3 block radius, and you just crouch, and it all turns to gold. Well, except this one. But you guys can tell, it did not turn the quartz ore to gold. This only applies to ores on the mainland, the main world. Just bear in mind, these staffs are not exactly perfect. You gonna turn for the class or no? There we go. By the way, it is unlimited. Next, we have the NECRO staff. And by the way, this one did not want to be like the other ones and stand up and float. I had to use the U staff for it to do this. But the NECRO staff summons minion zombies with a 15-second lifespan. Now, to craft yourself a NECRO staff, you are going to need 2 bones, 1 skeleton skull, and 1 stick. Now, to craft yourself a NECRO staff, just follow the recipe as shown on screen. Now, we're going to go ahead and spawn in a raptor and a zombie. I just realized it is daytime, so the zombie might not live. All right, there we go. Now the zombie will live. We're just going to go ahead and spawn in a zombie and a raptor. We're going to go ahead and spawn in our minions. Oh my goodness. But look, minion zombies. But they sadly will not attack a raptor, which kind of sucks. They just look at them. Here, I'll go ahead and hit them, but they're not going to attack them. And by the way, the NECRO staff is limited, so you do have to refill it with a bottle of enchanting, which is very simple. And just for fun, I'm going to spawn in minion zombies in the daytime, because look, they can live. Next, we have the poison staff, which summons poison sprites with a 10-second lifespan that poisons mobs for 10 seconds. Now, to be able to craft a poison staff, you're going to need 4 pieces of coal, 2 sticks, and 1 emerald. Now, to be able to craft yourself a poison staff, just follow the recipe as shown on screen. And now, because there's 2 of them, I'm just going to stand right in the middle. Since we're in survival, hopefully this one does not attack me. Hey, chill. But, just crouch, and it sends out the poison sprites. Wait, it's attacking me. Oh, no! Oh, my gosh, it got loose. Okay, well, let's go on for him now. Yes! No, get away from me. Get away from me. Okay, I should have made these fences too high. Okay, he's taken care of. Oh, my gosh. Oh, and by the way, do not use the poison staff on undead mobs. It heals them. And by the way, it is limited, so you do have to refill it with a bottle of enchanting. And now we have the polar staff, which freezes mobs in a 10 block radius and also turns water to ice and lava to cobblestone, which is actually really useful in my opinion. Now, to be able to craft yourself a polar staff, you're going to need 4 blocks of white wool, 1 block of ice, and 2 iron bars. However, some bad news, it's not craftable in CrazyCraft version 7. Alright guys, you guys just solved this. I'm glad I did this with you guys. So you don't need the white wool blocks. The recipe calls for it. Now I'm actually kind of curious. Should I just go back and test if the other ones that are not craftable are craftable? Well, I just realized something. The staffs that I just said that were not craftable are actually craftable. The recipes that were shown on DakonBlackRose's CrazyCraft recipe website are not exactly accurate, as you guys can tell now. But for the ASTRAL staff, instead of a magma cream, you actually need a magma block. So for the fire staff, all you actually need is 2 magma creams and 1 blaze powder, not 2 blaze powders and 1 magma cream. Alright, for the hatred staff, you actually need a zombie head, not a skeleton head. Okay, the fungus staff is still not craftable. You guys can tell it's not even shown here. So that one is legitly non-craftable in CrazyCraft version 7. Now the showcases for you guys, I'm gonna go ahead and spawn in a raptor. I'm right over here, and this should freeze him. Well, he's not moving, so I think it's doing the job. But come over here. Like I said, it turns lava into cobblestone, which is really beneficial in the nether. I'm right over here. You know, you want to cross the ocean? No problem. Just walk on top of it. Whoops. But of course, be crouched. Don't be like me and uncrouch. But boom. Yeah, you can just walk across and bam. Next, we have the PRISMARINE staff, which turns mobs into water within a 16-block radius. I'm just going to use the crafting recipe book. But as you guys can tell, this is actually how you craft it. That's the recipe. Follow the recipe shown on screen. You need 4 bone meal, a trident, a PRISMARINE shard, and PRISMARINE crystals. Bada bing, bada boom. I'm going to come over here and we're going to watch this happen. Bam. And they both turn to water. Oh, and by the way, it is unlimited. Now we have the Rage Staff, which blows up every mob in a 20-block radius. Now to craft a Rage Staff, let's see, just use the recipe book in survival. It's really useful, but that's the recipe as shown on screen. You need 4 blaze powders, 3 blaze rods, and 2 gunpowder. Now let's come over here, spawn on our good little buddy, the raptor, and we're gonna watch this happen. And boom. Oh, and it is unlimited, by the way. Next, we have the Shulker staff, which summons levitation sprites with a 10-second lifespan that makes mobs float up in the air for 10 seconds. Kind of like the gravity staff. Now, on my notes, I did say this is not craftable, but let's see if it is. Wow, so this one's bugged out. If you guys are just curious what the recipe's supposed to be, it's supposed to have 2 shulker shells, a popped chorus fruit, and 2 coals. As you guys can tell, it's not craftable, which is sad news. So you do have to go to creative to get the shulker staff. On you in, how's it going? And we're gonna watch you levitate, my friend. Rise. Rise. Yes. Wait, oh my gosh. It picked him right back up. They're messing with them. This is so mean. And he's up in the heavens. And here we go. Wow. He's donezo. By the way, you do have to refill it, as you guys saw in the crafting recipe, which is not correct, but you do have to refill it. And boom. Shulker staff refilled. Next, we have the solar staff, which is honestly my favorite. I hate the nighttime because this staff makes day and night cycles faster. Now to craft yourself a solar staff. Let's see if it's in the crafting recipe. Yes, it is. Just follow the recipe as shown on screen. Click on it. Boom. We now have a solar staff. Well, as you guys can tell, it's actually daytime, but when I crouch, boom. It's going to speed up things. There we go. It's speeding up things. There we go. Look at that. Wow. Next, we have the termite staff, which digs a 7x7x4 block hole, which is honestly your best friend if you want to go mining. Now, let's see if it is craftable in the crafting recipe. Yes, it is. All you need is 2 spider eyes, a stick, a block of soul sand, and 1 iron nugget. Let's come up here. Like I said, a 7x7x4 block hole. Let me make sure I'm right in the middle because it will not dig it properly. And we just crouch. Wow. And the ladders are floating. Nice. And to refill it, you simply just use a bottle of enchanting. But in my notes, I did say there's an issue with this one. This is the only staff so far that is not refillable. So you do just have to craft a bunch of these if you guys want to use them in your world. Now we have the Dunder Staff, which summons lightning bolts that will strike mobs in a 20-block radius. Now to craft a Dunder Staff, let's see what's in the crafting recipe. It is. There we go. You need 3 diamonds and 2 iron bars. Just follow the recipe, and boom, it's now crafted. Hello there. How's it going? I'm sorry this has to happen. Now let's come over here, 20 blocks away, and boom. Well, I mean, the raptor does have a lot of health, but I mean, he is on fire, so we're just gonna wait till he perishes. There we go. And yes, you do have to refill the Dunder Staff, but luckily this one is refillable. Next, we have the Time Staff, which summons time sprites with a 10-second lifespan that freezes mobs for 5 seconds. You need 4 pieces of coal, 2 sticks, and 1 block of sand, and just follow the recipe, and boom. How's it going, my friend? We're just gonna watch you freeze. Yep, there we go. You know, he's getting attacked and he's frozen in place. He can't do much. He's just getting bullied. By the way, it is a limited staff, so you do have to refill it with a bottle of enchanting. Next, we have the volcanic staff, which turns stone into magma, obsidian to lava, and evaporates water, as well as giving you fire resistance, which is really nice. Now let's see if it is craftable. Yes, indeed it is. Just follow the recipe shown on screen. You need 4 blaze rods, 2 obsidian blocks, and a fire charge. Oh, look at this stone, you know? And bam! It's gonna turn into magma blocks. By the way, I did put 2 infested stones to showcase that it will not work on them, only on the plain block. By the way, if you don't believe me this is infested, well, look at that. Disgusting. Ow. Now, the obsidian will turn into lava, and we do have fire resistance. Look at that. And by the way, you guys can tell this staff is unlimited for your liking. Oh no. Crouch, crouch. Okay, so you guys just saw there. I was doing that for demonstration purposes. As soon as you uncrouch, the fire resistance will go away. But look at that, it's evaporating the water. Wow. I don't know why you would want this. And lastly, for the Useful Staffs mod that is in the CrazyCraft mod pack, we have the Wither Staff, which summons wither sprites with a 15-second lifespan that wither affect mobs for 5 seconds. Also, it gives you, the player, a barrier that withers mobs in a 3-block radius. So, you know, if you're like standing right here, there's a mob 3 blocks away, they're supposed to get wither effect. Look at that, the Wither Staff. You need 4 pieces of coal, a wither skull skeleton, and 2 sticks. Just follow the recipe as shown in your recipe book and you'll get one yourself. Go ahead and spawn in a beautiful wither skeleton, because why not? I'm gonna keep my distance because I don't want to get destroyed. And we crouch. Yeah, it doesn't feel so good, does it? By the way, it is a limited staff, so you do have to refill it. While the wither's having fun over there, I'm gonna go ahead and refill my staff. Hey. How's it going? We're doing this again. So you die. Oh, look at that! He's donezo! Wow! Now for an honorable mention, this is a staff in the mod pack. It's called the Crimson Staff. It casts explosions upon a wide range. In my notes, I did say this is not craftable. We're just gonna double check real fast. Okay, it's not. But the recipe does call for 3 sticks, 2 blaze powders, and 2 gunpowders. If it was craftable, that is the recipe as shown on screen. But the only way to get this is to go to creative. Now let's go ahead and spawn our good buddy, the raptor. Hey, what's up, man? And to use this, all you have to do is crouch and then just, well, just, I believe LT. But give it a little while. And, wow, look at that. Hey there, buddy. How's it going? What's up? Use the Crimson Staff. All you do is hit crouch and LT on the block you want to strike. And it's going to take a little while, but there we go. It is a one-time use, sadly, so it's only downside. But it does do that to mobs, which is really OP. Well, if you guys did enjoy today's episode of CrazyCraft 101, I taught you guys how to craft, use, and refill your staffs in CrazyCraft version 7. I just want to say I apologize for how long this took to put this episode out. I did skip a couple upload days because of this episode, mainly because I put so much time and effort into preparing for it. Obviously, it was not perfect. If you guys could do me a huge favor and drop a like on today's video, that'd be greatly appreciated. Subscribe to the channel if you are brand new. Turn on those post notifications so you guys never miss an upload or stream. By the way, huge shout out to the creator of these 2 mods. These are just 2 mods included in DakonBlackRose's CrazyCraft version 7 mod pack, but they are both created by Coden Reagan XXI. But shout out to DakonBlackRose for putting all these mods in one mod pack to give us a version of CrazyCraft that we can play on Minecraft Bedrock. And like I said, I do play this on Xbox One. If you guys want to know how to install that on your Xbox, click the link in the description. And I'll catch you guys in the next one.